What's going on, my fellow degenerates? Passion here once again with another video with some Overwatch 2 gameplay. In this video, I wanted to start off with a little bit of a channel update, talking about like kind of why I haven't been around and stuff, as well as the future of this channel, where we're headed, and then a big kind of review after that of the Overwatch 2 spotlight that happened this past Wednesday. But I want to get this. Let's get this channel update out of the way first. So, the reason why I haven't been doing much Overwatch 2 content in Season 14 was mainly because of burnout from the game. And that burnout was caused by personal issues with my team, us like not having very good practices together, as well as the strain on some of my other friendships that playing this game has caused. But I am happy to say now that a lot of those issues have been resolved, that have been kind of pulling me away from Overwatch. And I am back into the game now. I'm playing again in the game, but Season 14 was kind of rough for me. So, because I didn't play too much of Season 14 due to all this kind of personal drama going on, it seems to me like it wouldn't really feel right to do a full retrospective for Season 14 like I did for Seasons 12 and 13. So I won't be doing one of those retrospectives for this coming season, because I wouldn't have enough to say about it, to be honest, to make it entertaining. I will say, though, the only real positive thing for me from Season 14 was the new hero, Hazard. I did really enjoy Hazard. I thought they were great. Some of the Battle Pass cosmetics were fine as well, but overall, like, I can't give a detailed kind of breakdown of Season 14 because I just, wasn't around for most of it, so that's not going to happen this season. Also, I was having content creation challenges. So obviously YouTube is not my full-time job. I have a day job, and making videos on Overwatch would mean that with me also balancing this daytime job, meant that a lot of my Overwatch news coverage was often late compared to a lot of the other bigger creators who have like these editing teams and the people who can just edit their videos for them really quickly. Now, I'm not aiming for popularity on this channel, but to me, like, making videos on news that everyone already knows and feels like, and already has their feelings about, it feels redundant after a while, right? Like, the only real benefit is for me to kind of look back on it later, which, to be fair, is probably why I'm going to be doing this review of the spotlight that we had as well. But so I kind of got a little bit discouraged from that too, because by the time I would be able to sit down and actually record my thoughts on it and write stuff and get footage and edit it all to put it up on YouTube, it was old news, so that kind of discouraged me for a while. I am also announcing that I'm going to be stepping away from doing live streams, because for me it's been hard to kind of keep live streams entertaining and avoid tilting on stream. Like, I'll have a lot of energy at the beginning, but then when I start hitting a few losses, like, it gets really, toxic and tilty and not fun to watch. So I'm stepping away from doing that. I still do want to do some, like, reaction content to stuff like the battle passes, new game modes, new hero releases, and all that. But just like I did with some of Season 14's content, that will be pre-recorded instead of being uploaded, instead of being streamed live, I should say. So yeah, just gonna be pre-recorded, uploading it, and not doing it live anymore. I mean, maybe if it's some kind of big event or whatever, I'll do it live, but for the most part, it's gonna be all pre-recorded. I did want to make a special announcement that I am also launching a second channel called Passion and Friends. It's not gonna be my primary channel. This will still be my primary channel. I'm still going to primarily be focused on Overwatch, but this new channel is basically for Let's Play content for me and stuff with my friends. where there'll be kind of minimal editing to it, and it's basically going to be playing games that are not Overwatch. Like right now, we're going to have a series going with my friend Nord and a few other people on a game we've been playing called Headliners. It's really great. But yeah, so the links to this new channel will start appearing in my uploads once it's ready for launch. It's getting there. I just need to get a few more videos up there, get some of the branding more consistent with it, but it's close to launching. You'll start seeing it appear on my main channel with my uploads when that is ready. So with all that being said, like I say, I am back into Overwatch now, and even though it is old news at this point, I'm sure everybody's already heard about it, I did want to talk about what happened at the Overwatch 2 Spotlight. A lot of people were anticipating that this was going to be way overhyped, because they were saying, oh, you know, radical new, you know, changes to Overwatch 2. This is going to be such a huge event. You know, we couldn't fit it all in a director's take and yada yada. And so they were hyping it up, and everybody's like, oh, this is probably just going to be like a map rework, you know, like or new cosmetics, new stuff to like waste their money on. Boy, howdy, could that have not been more wrong. We got about 40 minutes worth of content in this Overwatch 2 Spotlight. And I want to go over all that stuff that was announced in that Spotlight, give my thoughts on it along the way, do a bit of a reaction to it. So, starting out, we had Aaron Keller coming out. By the way, I was a little bit of a side note, I loved the set. They basically recreated Watchpoint Gibraltar, like, in their actual studio, which was crazy. Looked really good. But Aaron Keller came on to reveal perks, and to me, perks are finally justifying the 2 in Overwatch 2. Like, this alone made it feel like, okay, now we got a proper sequel to Overwatch, because this was, just like they said, was a radical shift in how you played the game. So basically what perks are going to be is, and it's going to be for every hero, heroes will gain levels during a match. They'll start at level 1, just as their base kit, what they have now, but they'll gain levels throughout a match, and at some point early on in the match, they'll reach level 2, and they can choose between one of 2 minor perks at level 2. These are things like cooldown reductions or new passives, or kind of like minor stuff like that, you know, tweaking like damage numbers and whatnot. Just kind of minor little changes like that. But then throughout the match, as the match goes on, they'll hit level 3, and level 3 will grant them like new abilities or even reworked ultimates, stuff like that. So this is huge, and this is not a game mode. It's not a limited time mode. No, this is the core game being altered here. This is quick play. This is competitive. This is going to be the new Overwatch. Is perks. It's going to be woven into the very fabric of the game. So this is huge. They showcase some of the perks that you can have, just for examples, like you can have a perk for Torbjorn for his turret, make it stick to the walls. You can swap out Orisa's javelin spin to bring back her old barrier that she used to have from Overwatch 1. You can give Ana the ability to nano boost herself when she nano boosts a teammate as well. So these are huge kind of like radical changes to how you play the game. Is it entirely balanced? Probably not, but I think that we've seen with the success of Marvel Rivals that you don't necessarily need perfect balance to have a good game. So I think they kind of took that to heart, and it's one of the reasons why they're doing this perk system. And they've kind of also said that a lot of these abilities are kind of like mixed in from like stuff that they've done with April Fools, as well as some brand new perks, and it's going to add a bunch of fun and variety to the game. It looks amazing. I can't wait to get my hands on it. By the time you see this video, Season 15 will probably already be live when these changes actually hit the game, so be on the lookout for that. One thing I haven't seen a lot of people talking about is how this perk system not only completely flips the way you play Overwatch on its head and makes you like play the game so differently, and it's going to be such a fun shake-up to the game. It also solves the counter swap problem. I've heard some people talking about this, but not everyone. So basically, the perks are going to add weight to the hero swaps. I mean, yeah, you'll still be able to swap heroes, but then you kind of are left with a choice, because if you swap heroes, that's going to reset you on your new hero back to level 1 for your perks. You're not going to have any perks on that hero that you swap to. So essentially, you have to make your counter swaps more thoughtful. Like, do you really want to sacrifice these bonuses that you've given to your hero with these perks to have a different hero that maybe counters what the enemy is doing? Or do you want to, like, build up that hero that you have to have, like, say you don't even have the perks for that hero, like, some of them open yet, so you don't have your major perk yet, right? You can, like, well, can I still turn the tide of this fight even without counter swapping with one of my major perks? So it's gonna solve counter swapping as well, which is, it's been a long-standing issue in Overwatch, so I'm grateful and glad they did that. Then we got a bit of a trailer for Season 15, which is going to be called Honor and Glory. It's like I say, as soon as you see this video, it's probably going to be already out. This season is going to launch with a rank reset, just like we got in Season 12. The perks are going to come. You know, the perks are going to be introduced to the game. There's going to be a new competitive reward called Galactic Weapons, which have this kind of galaxy kind of print on them, which I think are a huge upgrade from last year's Jade Weapons. I did not care to get Jade Weapons. Even though I was super close to appealing with Forward one, I'm like, these are stupid, I don't want any of these. So these are way better for competitive rewards. Also, a huge surprise that came out of left field, loot boxes. Loot boxes are back. Like, they're gonna be pretty similar to how they were in Overwatch 1, with the exception that you can't buy them, for one. They're not gonna be purchasable in the shop. You can only get them in the free track of the Battle Pass, so they're gonna be freely available in the Battle Pass. Even if you don't purchase the Battle Pass, you'll get these loot boxes, and you can get them from doing challenges in-game. And they've even said that to kind of like celebrate this return of loot boxes in Season 15, they're going to give players the opportunity to earn up to 100 of these loot boxes in Season 15. But these loot boxes aren't just for like the base cosmetics. No. You'll also be able to unlock shop skins from previous seasons, which is huge. I mean, yes, you won't have any of the shop skins that are coming out for that current season in the loot boxes, but anything from Season 14 back, when these loot boxes launch, is fair game in terms of like shop skins. Probably Battle Pass skins you probably won't get either, but shop skins, if it was in the shop, you have a chance to pull it in one of these loot boxes, which is going to be huge. Also, with these loot boxes, there's going to be duplicate protection. So, you know, back in the day when you would play Overwatch 1, you had a very high, especially if you played the game for a long time, you had a very high chance of getting duplicates for your cosmetics, and then you'd open up a box and it's all duplicates, and like, how long? No, what they're going to try to do for loot boxes this time around with duplicate protection is, if the game detects that it's rolled a cosmetic you already have, it is going to try to automatically re-roll for that cosmetic to help ensure that you're not getting duplicates, which is great. Super excited to see loot boxes come back. I think this is going to be a big thing for the game and make a lot of people get a lot of cool cosmetics that way. They've also announced a new Overwatch Classic. It's going to be GOATs this time around, because obviously we got the launch version back in November, launch version of Overwatch and Overwatch Classic. Then in January they pulled out the Moth meta. So the next one is theoretically, or is obviously going to be goats, right? That's triple tank, triple support. To me, like, I never really experienced goats that much, because, like I say, by that point, I really wasn't playing competitive, and even when I was, like, I wasn't high enough rank to really, for people to actually play goats the way that you normally play it, so, I never really experienced it, but I will admit, this upcoming Overwatch Classic, it's going to be a fun gag, especially watching the new players experience its infamy and just rage at how busted it was and how unfun it was, because a lot of these players that didn't grow up with Overwatch 1 and have only played Overwatch 2 have just heard about how goats was absolute garbage, but they're like, it can't be that bad, like, I'm sure it's fine. No. They will get to experience firsthand how bad goats is, and I'm kind of here for the drama, so that's gonna be fun. They announced that Zenyatta is getting the Mythic skin this season. It's going to be Mythic Pichu skin for Zenyatta. It's inspired by the ancient Chinese dragon of the same name, which is obviously likely aimed at the Chinese players are welcoming back into the game this season. But I think it looks incredible, especially in its gilded form. It looks super sick. I can't wait to get this Mythic skin. They showed off, obviously, in the trailer some of the Season 15 Battle Pass skins. We're getting ones for, like, Doomfist, Hanzo, Kiriko, REYSHA, and one I was super excited to see, we're getting a Venture skin! We're getting another Venture skin in the Battle Pass! Like, it's gonna be great. They've also showed off that there's gonna be these things called earnable Rainy Day skins. I think they had one for Tracer, REYSHA, Mei, and Mercy. Which I'm guessing are going to be ones that you can just earn through challenges and gameplay, which is going to be great, and these look super cute. I can't wait to unlock them, especially Mei's. Mei looks really cute. But they also showed off some pretty sick shop skins for heroes like Junker Queen and Winston. Winston's especially looks dope. So I'm super hyped for these Battle Pass skins as well. At the end of the trailer, oh my god, you guys, you should have heard my scream when that goddamn LeSeraphim logo popped up on screen. I lost it. Yes, we are getting another collab with LeSeraphim in Season 15. Cue my scream of excitement. LeSeraphim's the best thing they've ever done for collabs in this game. They're bringing it back for Season 15. They didn't reveal too much on what we're getting for that collab quite yet. But LeSeraphim even did come on later in the stream to kind of announce that yes, they are doing another collab with Overwatch 2. I'm super excited. This is gonna be a day one purchase for me, absolutely. And then we had Gavin Winters come on and talk about some of the systems changes and features that are coming to Overwatch, such as rank weapon charms coming starting in Season 16. So if you are Platinum 5 or above in any rank, you will, in Season 15 I should say, they're going to start tracking it in Season 15 and then give you the rewards in Season 16. But if you rank Platinum 5 or higher in any role, you will get a weapon charm to represent your rank that you can put on any of your weapons to kind of show off, even when you're not in competitive, what rank you are, which is great. They're also bringing back the rank display for competitive, so you can actually see people's ranks on their hero portraits. I'm hopeful that this will be like really great for people who are sharing content and want to boast about their skill. I am worried it might cause some potential toxicity, but that is yet to be seen. Overall, super hyped about that as well. Another thing that the community has been asking for, you're gonna start to see a theme of this spotlight, is that it's essentially a Christmas wish list of everything the Overwatch players have asked for, and they just get it and get it and get it and get it. Hero bands. Hero bands are coming in Season 16. They've even said in interviews that this was they got encouraged to do this because of Marvel Rivals. So everybody's saying, oh, Marvel Rivals is going to kill Overwatch or whatever. No, Marvel Rivals is pushing Overwatch to be better. And the devs have admitted it. That said, when they saw Marvel Rivals come out and do hero bands and everyone loving it, they're like, that kind of gave them the courage to go ahead and implement the hero bands into Overwatch. So that's coming in Season 16. They are going to have some safeguards in place to prevent against targeted bans. So So you're not going to be able to, like, you know, they gave an example of, like, if somebody is, like, enemy on the enemy team is named, like, Moira Lover 69 or whatever, and they obviously, if you saw that, they would know that you, like, main Moira, so they would ban Moira. There's going to be safeguards against that kind of stuff in this kind of hero ban system, and there's going to have no, it's not going to be any hero pools like they used to do when they tried to do hero bans back in the day. It's going to be on a per match basis, and you kind of discuss with your team what heroes you want to ban on a per match basis. So this is great, and it's going to be accessible to all ranks. It's not just going to be for the top, you know, 1% of the leaderboard. We'll see if that thing stays. I don't know if it will or not. I mean, we'll see how, you know, the whole community reacts to it. But I am excited that hero bans are coming for all players and all ranks, starting in Season 16. They also announced map voting. Another thing we wanted, map voting. That's coming after hero bans, like post-Season 16. But they announced that basically they're going to be doing just offering up 3 random maps when you're queuing up for a competitive match, or when you've, like, got a competitive match selected. And players in there can vote for which of those 3 random maps they do. So that's coming post-Season 16. Another post-Season 16 feature that we're getting is something that's been long overdue in the game: advanced hero stats. So they're going to be adding things like damage numbers, cooldowns, range, like distances on abilities and weapons and stuff on the hero select screen. So we're going to have, like, an advanced stat sheet of the heroes, not just listing what their ability does and what the button is, but actually giving you proper hard data based on the current patch. So you don't have to go to sites like the Overwatch wiki or whatever to find this information. It'll all be built into the game. So that is coming post-Season 16. I can't wait for that. That's going to be fantastic. We're also getting another 6v6 test with competitive this time in Season 15. It's going to be a 2-2-2 format in the full competitive rule set. I don't know if they're going to offer competitive points for it, but they are still committed to, like, getting more feedback about 6v6. They haven't really made up their mind on it yet. They're still sifting through all the data that they've accrued through the tests in Season 14, but we are getting another one in Season 15, and it's going to be competitive. So get excited for that. And we ain't done. We ain't done yet. Let's talk heroes. You want to hear about the next, not one, but next 2 heroes coming to Overwatch 2? Well, we'll start with the Season 16 DPS, known as Freya. She was a former Overwatch search and rescue operative who turned to bounty hunting when Overwatch shut down. She comes from Denmark, and she features an explosive crossbow, which is really sick, that also has a precision shot with a time slow ability, which is really cool. They're actually saying internally that she is one of the highest skill heroes in the game, possibly even higher skill than Tracer. So we'll see about that. And she's going to also have an updraft ability that lets her kind of, like, fly up in the air a bit for some mobility. And I'm pretty sure it's her ultimate is going to be her bola shot, which will wrap around an enemy, pull in other enemies that are around them closer to the bola shot, and then the bola shot explodes. So she looks really fun to play. Really high skill kind of hero, but I'm willing to give her a try. I think she looks fantastic to play. Another great addition. And like I say, we didn't just get 1 hero announcement, we got 2. We got 2 hero announcements. We got a little bit of a tease of the Season 18 support hero coming to the game. And his name is Aqua. He's a Chinese waterbending hero. We didn't get too much apart from his name and his concept art, and, like, a little bit of his, like, you know, identity, but in terms of his kit or anything, we don't know anything about that. We don't know how he's going to play. More details on Aqua are coming later this year. Then we got a huge announcement with a new competitive mode called Stadium. So ever since PvE got canceled, right, people thought that, oh, well, they're just kind of just abandoning this game to die. They just kind of give up. When they canceled PvE, like, they canceled it because the scope of PvE was too large. right? It was too great. But what people didn't know is that ever since they announced that cancellation of PvE, they were cooking. They were cooking with that content that they had salvaged from PvE, and we saw a little bit of tease of it in Junkenstein's lab back in Season 13. But now we can see the fruits of their labor and what they were really working on for the past year. This is Stadium. Like I say, it's a new mode coming exclusively to competitive, where it is going to be a best-of-7 series on shortened maps, such as a 3-point clash version of Hanaoka. They're also reworking some other maps like the old 2CP map Paris. They're turning that into a push map for this mode as well. But it's going to have like all of these, what they're calling mods, that are, think the perk system, but on steroids. There's like a dozen different things you can pick for each hero that change like a bunch of different aspects of their kit, because basically between each round you're going to get currency that you can, based on how you and your teammates did, that you can then spend on these mods to like kind of buff up your hero and give them all these different like buffs and different abilities and stuff. And then you have traits which won't cost you any currency, that are like even these more radical kind of reworks of these heroes. And not only that, this mode is coming with an option to play it in either first person or third person. We're getting third person Overwatch in this mode, so you can like finally check out these awesome skins that you've been collecting this whole time. So this mode looks absolutely insane. I can't wait to check it out. There are only going to be 14 heroes at launch, but they did say that they do have plans to add more heroes over time and over more of these seasons. But to me, this looks like the most fun Overwatch mode ever. I personally don't know, I haven't looked into it, if it's going to be part of the general competitive rotation, or if it's going to be a separate mode within the competitive card. I'm not 100% sure on that, but either way, I'm stoked for this mode. It's going to be fantastic. Then let's talk cosmetics. So obviously we know about the Season 15 Mythic skin for Zenyatta, but they also announced the Season 15 Mythic weapon. That's going to go to Widowmaker this season. It's very like spider themed. It looks really kind of creepy and kind of matching her like spider design, so I really like that. They also announced the kind of theme for Season 16, which is going to be Doki Watch. Basically the Maha Shoujo Magical Girl vibe. There's going to be Magical Girl skins. I saw some for like Kiriko. I think they're going to have some for like Mercy and whatnot. You know, your typical like, you know, popular female heroes. But they're also getting in Season 16, we're getting a Mythic skin for Juno, themed around Doki Watch, as well as a Doki Watch themed Mythic weapon for Mercy. So Mercy finally gets a Mythic weapon, thank God. We've been waiting for that one for a long time. And if that wasn't enough for you, how about some information on the stuff coming to Season 17? Yes, we got Season 17 info as well. It was announced that the Mythic skin in Season 17 is going to Diva, and it's going to be themed after a Siberian tiger, which is really cool, as we also got a look at Reaper's Mythic weapon coming in mid-cycle for Season 17, which is going to be like actually the guns are not going to be identical. They're going to have two different designs for his two guns, so that's going to look really cool. And one of the last things they talked about was esports. So they announced that obviously with the game coming back to China, that China is going to be joining the OWCS with its own region. They're also adding a third stage to the OWCS for another live event. I think that brings the total live events, including the finals, to 4 for the whole season. So there'll be like 3 majors and the finals essentially. They're also going to be Face It promotion tournaments. They're going to be done throughout the year to promote some of the Pro-Am talent into the OWCS. which I think is great. And one of the last things that Aaron closed out on right before he left is that we're getting some map reworks. We're getting map reworks for Suravasa and New Junk City. Thank the fucking Lord. New Junk City is an absolute nightmare. I'm super glad they're fixing that. And they also teased a couple new maps coming with Atlantic Arcology and a Tokyo map coming post season 19, in addition to some other classic maps getting reworked as well. So that's literally everything that they talked about for the Overwatch 2 spotlight. For me, I don't know if you can tell just by how I've been, delivered this video. This spotlight for me delivered the excitement of 3 BlizzCons in one video. They may not be doing BlizzCon anymore. BlizzCon may be dead, but by God, the hype was that of 3 BlizzCons put together. It was absolutely insane. Every announcement felt like a win. And to me, like I said, for the first time, Overwatch 2 truly felt like an actual sequel and an iteration on what came before, and it's not just the same old shit. We actually have a new way to play Overwatch now that justifies that too in the title. And even already, even before any of these changes have come out, I've seen the community excitement growing back up again around this game. It's been great. I've been seeing people making memes and talking about it and getting excited for it. Man, Overwatch is back. Overwatch is fucking back, guys. And personally, I can't wait to cover all of it for you guys on this channel. But that's gonna do it for me here today. Remember, guys, if you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'm Passion. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah. Turn me on a pop up on the screen, let you know about it. Get up and say hello to me, you will live without it. Empty flesh, it tastes like